everybody, it's Diane again from Di's Den. Hope you've all had a really lovely week. And this week I have another Christmas card for you. It's a Teepee card. What do you think? It's really different, isn't it? I'm having a bit of a play. I've seen this done 3 different ways, and the way I'm going to do it I think is actually the least bulkiest and the easiest to do. So we're going to make another one like this one here, but we're going to do it in real red. Okay, but look at this, it's easy. It's got Velcro here to hold it down, and it folds flat to go in an envelope, so it fits into a regular size envelope. How lovely is that? So these were my experimental ones. See, these are my experimental ones, and this was the one that I came up with, and this will be on my blog for my Heart of Christmas blog coming up in a few weeks. Oh no, this week for me, which would have already passed for you. So it will be on my Heart of Christmas blog on Wednesday the, what's today, the 3rd, 5th, 6th of November. So let's get on stuck into this and we can go through more of it as we go. I'll show you what we need. Let's move those out of the way. Pop this one over here. So we're going to use these stamp sets. We're going to use Nature's Beauty, and we're going to use the bunny and this leaf here and the grass. In the Toile Christmas, we're going to use the Christmas Wishes banner, and we're going to use the For You with Love. This has beautiful dies in it. So we're going to cut out our banner, so we'll go through that. We're also going to use the layering ovals, and we're going to use 3 ovals. We're going to use the 1/3 size in the plain ovals, and we're going to use the 1/3 size in the scalloped ovals and the 4th size in the scalloped ovals. So the other thing we're going to use is we're going to use some blender pens, and we're only going to use crumb cake in the light and the dark. Now the ink we're going to use is garden green, real red, black memento, and golden glitz delicata. I think that's how it's said, delicata. I don't know how you say it, but anyway, that's the colours we're going to be using. We are going to need not much to build this card, so let's get stuck into what we need. We need a card base which measures 8 1/4 by 5 3/4. It is very much 5 3/4, not 5 7/8. So it's 5 3/4. You'll need, for the insert, you'll need a square piece of very vanilla that measures 3 3/4 square. For the front of the card, you're going to need 2 pieces of designer paper. The green was the other side, which was what we used. This is the Toile Tidings designer paper, and we're going to use the red side this time. So they are 3 3/4, so you need 2 of those square, and another little tiny piece that measures 1 3/8 square. That's for the card. For making the banner and our pieces on the front here, we're going to need another scrap piece of very vanilla that measures about 4 inches square to do our stamping on. A piece of gold foil. This is a bit scratchy, look, you can see all the marks on that, which measures about 3 inches square for our largest of our scalloped ovals. We're going to need another piece of in real red that measures about 2 by 3, which is for our smaller scalloped oval. So, and these 2 will come out of this piece here. So we'll stamp these. But as you know, I've already done all of that because of the fact that I don't bring my big shot into the picture because it's way too heavy for me to lift. Okay, yeah, a bit of yucko there. So let's get cracking onto this card. Now with this card, I find it easier to do it all on my New Beaut score and trimmer. So it's so easy to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to do our card first. So we're going to score our card. Let's move my ink out of the way. We're going to score our card at the 4 1/8 mark along the long side. It's just easier to do it on here. So we're going to do that, and we're going to just pop that out of the way for a moment, and we're going to fold and burnish that score line, making sure that it is really even around the edges here again, as always. And now we're going to pop this back into our trimmer, but we're going to do it, well, let's see, we need the top here. We're going to put this cut edge, there's two pieces at the top, so at the 4 1/8 mark along the top here, 4 1/8, and then we're going to bring our blade up, and we're going to, if I just stop for a second, I'll turn on my light, we'll be able to see a little bit better, and there we go. I don't know why it didn't turn on with the rest of everything. Okay, so we're going to put this in here, and on our trimmer here, we need this to be at the 2 3/8 mark. I'm going to have to put my head into the picture a little bit. So there's the 2, and there's the 2 1/2, so there's the 2 3/8 mark, and you'll see on the side of the trimmer that it is marked. So, whoops, I can't lift it, 2 3/8 mark, and we're going to cut up to the open end, up to this open end. Okay, so do you understand that? So put it in here at the 4 1/8 mark, and from 2 3/8 we're going to cut up to the top. I'll leave the trimmer there. Now what we're going to do is with our scissors, we're going to pop them in here at that point where we've cut to, and we're going to cut down to this point on the corner. So we've got two little pieces of card that we don't need, and our card will look like this now. So now we're going to move our cutting blade out of the way, and we're going to pop this back into the trimmer, so that where this 4 1/8 score line is, comes at the groove, and the 4 1/8, the corner of our card is down here. So using my stylus, I just find it easier with a stylus. I think these are both the same. We're going to score down that line. So we have a line right along there. Can you see that? Yep, there you go. And we're going to do the same again from the top 4 1/8 score line that we did in the middle, and we're going to put a piece of card in there and line it up with that corner again, and we're going to score that corner as well. So we now have, let's move my scoreboard out of the way, we now have a line down the centre that we've already folded and burnished, and two score lines on the side from the top out to the corners. So now we're going to turn this over to the inside of the card, and we're going to turn down at the score lines and fold and burnish them down. So now we have our basic card, which when we pop it together like that, you can see it's our basic card. So what we're going to do next is we're going to cut our pieces of designer paper and our insert. So we bring the trimmer back in again, and we're going to put the paper in, the card in, from corner to corner, corner to corner. Doesn't matter whether it's left or right to left, but corner to corner. And the same with our three pieces of designer paper from corner to corner. I don't know whether it does actually, I think it might matter with the designer paper, but you will have to make sure that you do it from the left hand top to the bottom hand right on the designer paper, and also on our tiny little square exactly the same as well, left hand top, bottom hand right. Ooh, that's not going to go in there properly. Get in there. There we go, it's moved into place. Okay, so that's all our pieces that are cut now. So what we're going to do first, let's pop these all on one side, we're going to stamp our insert. So our insert is going to sit in the card like this, on this shape. So we are going to stamp, and I didn't put the stamp out. Well, that was a bit weird, wasn't it? I'm going to stamp, move that one, pop that on there, on that block. In my memento, I'm going to stamp "For You with Love." And that's our memento done. And then I'll just move that one again. In the garden green, I'm going to stamp this leaf from out of the Nature's Beauty stamp set. I just like it, and I think that it just, I don't know, it just breaks up the inside of the card. And that's all our insert done. Now, what a wally, I forgot to bring my ink, my glue over, so just give me a few seconds, I'll just pick it up off the other table. I can't believe I did that. I always run through a dry run first, and then I forgot them. Okay, so these are actually going to get stuck on the inside of our card, like so. So we will use our glue. Oh, you can use double-sided tape, runner glue, runner tape, or liquid. There is no right or wrong. So we're going to stick those into the inside of our card like so. And that's our insert done then. So this is our card now, and that's the insert. So you have somewhere lovely to write your message. So laying your card flat now, we need to work out where we're going to put our pieces, how we like them the best. For me, it's like the picture in the middle and the two other ones on the outside, and our two little pieces go here and here. So we're going to glue those all into place. Leaving a nice border all the way around each score line. Really, this is actually quite a very quick card again this week, so it really doesn't take that much to make it. Oops. Now you could leave these sections if you want, but I like to put the little piece in there. So it's entirely up to you. But for me, it just finishes off the card. Let's pop my lid back on my glue. And pop that piece in there. Oops, he had a move on his own. Okay, so that is our card done. Now we have to work out how we're going to hold it around here. And that's really easy because for me, I have a Velcro dot. And I like to put the dot that's going to be on the top to be the smooth one of the two, not the rough one, so that it doesn't sort of stick to your hand. And I just like to work out where I'm going to put it, which is about there. So let's pop the dot on there and then pull the other side off because I put the two dots together. Oh gosh, there we go. And we pull this around. We pull this around the top, so we've got our glue, our dot in the middle there. Pull it around and it's secure. And our card will stand up. How quick and easy is that? How lovely. We're right on the inside. Our card is sitting up like so. So we are now going to, I like to lift this at the back. So I use this one that's opposite, not this one, so that this doesn't show. So this one here right at the front is the one I put my decoration on. Now we are going to stamp our parts using the Delicate Carta ink pad and the, what do you call that, banner. I'm going to stamp in gold along here. Now this is, I have found this ink takes a fair while to dry, so you need to do it slowly. And I found, for me, the best way to do this is to pop it down on the piece that I'm going to use, put my lid back on my ink, hold my fingers on it and count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I find that the ink, it just sits on there beautifully that way. But that's just my technique. It's not the right way, it's not the wrong way, it's just my way. Now, on this piece we're also going to stamp in our rabbit in the memento. And then I'm going to stamp, oops, get over there, I'm going to stamp, I don't know why I bought the real red ink over, I'm going to stamp some grass around my rabbit. I know that's more than we're going to need, but I find that it's just easier to do more than I need. And then when I pop my oval on, I know that I've got it in the right place for him. So while that's drying, I usually wash my fingers, use my light crumb cake blender pen to actually colour in my rabbit. And his foot down here and around his tail. If you have the puff paint, You could put a little bunny tail on there, but I don't have the puff paint. Once I've done him in the light, the dark one, what I do is where all these dark marks are, these black marks, I sort of just put some little bits in around it and around his tail so that it gives it more depth. And that is how I blend my rabbit. So he will be cut out using this oval, and the banner will be cut out using that banner die. But as you know, I've already done that. So let's pop them on the one side, and I have my banner here and my rabbit is already cut out. I've also cut my red oval out of the third size, and my gold one out of my fourth size. So we have all our parts here ready to go. We are going to pop a little bit of glue on the back of our plain oval with our bunny on it. And we're going to glue him to the red one, making sure he's nice and even all the way around. And for me, I like to put a bit of tape or on the back for the gold, because I just find that it sticks a lot better using tape than it does using wet glue. So I've put my double-sided tape on the back, and I'll peel this off. Get rid of those in the bin, and we're going to mount that onto the gold one. We're now going to use some dimensions on the back of our bunny and on the back of our tag. Oh, excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat this morning again. It's very, very horrible here, considering it's late spring. So now we are going to pop these onto the front of our card, and remembering in my case that this opening is at the back of the card. So this white panel here is the front panel. So I'm going to turn that around so I can see what I'm doing of. And I'm popping that up the top like so. And I'm going to pop the banner with the Christmas wishes on it underneath. Pop that one down so, like so. Right, and then I'm going to open the card up again, only because it's easier to put on my Toile Tiding enamel dots, glitter enamel dots, and I'm using the smallest ones. Put a couple on him and one just down on the end of the banner. And that is my card for this week. I'll fold him around so you can see that one dot is on the rough one is on the inside, the soft one is on the outside, and that's because then when it's in the card, if someone pulls it out, they're not going to scratch themselves on it. But that's just a personal thing. So you close it around, squeeze it together, and that's our card sitting up. I hope you've enjoyed this week's card. I love it. I absolutely love it. And I've done mine as Christmassy, but when I did my prototypes, when I had a look, as I said, there's 3 different ways to make this card. I found this the easiest and the less bulkiest around the score lines, where the other 2 were quite bulky on the score lines. So that's our card for today. There's my 2 prototypes from the, I do have another one in this, because I did this one twice with the 2 different ones, and then I did this one with the fold that I'm using here. So I love it. I absolutely think it's gorgeous, and I do love the Nature's Beauty set. And if you purchase this set, you will be contributing to men's mental health, because a portion of the sales from this actually go to help with things like that. So I'm hoping you'll purchase this one, and if you'd like to purchase this from me, I'd love to hear from you. And you can always do that. You'll find all the information down the bottom on my site. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Please give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, letting me know how I'm going, and leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. And there you go. Bye for now.